I'm Karlyn Borysenko. I'm an analyst and an independent journalist covering the far left in America, and we've got some breaking news late at night. 12 quote-unquote Democrats have been charged with attempted murder after ambushing ICE in Alvarado, Texas. Armed with AR-15 style rifles, they waited to open fire. Authorities recovered a resist fascism flag and flyers urging class war. That is the headline that just came across my Twitter. So they have apparently arrested 12 people in Texas for attacking an ICE facility. They attacked the ICE facility with fireworks, which if you've ever watched protest coverage with me, you know exactly who does that. And guess what, guys? It's not Democrats who are doing this. It's Antifa. It's Antifa. I don't know how people can be confused about this. These are not 12 Democrats that just got arrested in Texas. These are 12 members of Antifa. Antifa has been planning to attack ICE facilities since before Donald Trump even got back into office. Antifa has been slowly but surely increasing the level of militancy with which they operate over the past 6 months, leading up to where we are today, where there are still regular things with Antifa in Portland and Seattle. They're setting off fireworks, they're attacking police stations, they're doing all sorts of stuff. You know, the conservative news media really stopped reporting on this after things died down in Los Angeles. But guess what? Those things are still going on in Los Angeles. It was just going on today. But conservative media is not reporting on it anymore, so people think it's not going on. Well, it is going on. Antifa never stopped. They never stopped organizing. They never stopped doing actions at ICE facilities. And it's only going to continue to escalate. Which brings me to the real point I want to make here. We all need to start familiarizing ourselves with a term. It's called revolutionary suicide. And it is exactly what you think it is. The biggest example of revolutionary suicide that you're probably aware of is Jim Jones and the People's Temple literally drinking the Kool-Aid and killing, almost 1,000 people in that cult socialist experiment back whenever that happened. When was that, like the 80s or something? The 70s or the 80s, something like that. That's the biggest example that most people know of. One of the most recent examples that most people know of is Aaron Bushnell setting himself on fire to protest the war in Palestine. He was in the Air Force or the Marines, one of those two branches. Currently enlisted in the military, and he's setting himself on fire. So the other example, of course, is Luigi Mangione, who has become kind of an icon on the far left for killing a CEO of an insurance company. And I really think that, I also think that Palestinian guy, the Free Palestine guy who shot the two Jews outside the Jewish Museum in Washington, D.C. several months ago, the one who was a member for a brief time period with the Party for Socialism and Liberation, I also think that guy was trying to commit revolutionary suicide, if I'm honest. I think that guy expected to get shot by the police. And now we have this next thing where they're explicitly attacking ICE facilities. We're going to start to see more and more and more militancy, and I think we're going to start to see more and more acts of either attempted revolutionary suicide or revolutionary suicide itself, because that is how you become a martyr on the far left. That is how you become a patron saint that is honored in an ongoing way. They really do. They honor people who die as militants on the left. They honor their black trans queens that succumb to trans violence. I mean, you've seen them in the pride parades. I saw it in Boston this time. They were holding up photos of these people in the parade, honoring their memory. If you want to become a martyr on the left, this is how you do it. So remember, guys, the left sees this as part of their identity. They believe everything they say they do. They believe that they are trying to provoke a pre-revolutionary crisis in this country. That is why they're attacking ICE facilities. They also don't believe borders should exist because borders are enforcement mechanisms of capitalism. So they're doing all this stuff, and they're trying to provoke a destabilizing crisis in this country because that is what they believe they need to do to get their revolution. It is explicit. So we're going to start to see more and more and more of this. I hope everyone stays safe. I hope if you go near any of these people that you're really smart about it. They are violent, dangerous people. And I hope the Trump administration actually starts taking this seriously because they certainly have not been already. If you want more information like this, head over to my Substack. That is Karlyn, Karlyn.substack.com. If you appreciate my work, please sign up as a supporter. $8 a month, $80 a year. And, we'll be talking more about this very, very, very soon.